I've been playing Toad Tracker, Treasure Tracker.
Toad Tracker.
Yep.
Toad Tracker,
that.
much different.
And
Hunting toads down.
So the majority of the gameplay I conducted was on the plane to and fro, and playing Switch with my little man.
Yeah, he's sitting next to you in the middle.
He's sitting next to me.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle.
Yeah, I'm in the middle.
He got the window seat.
He loves that window, man.
Of course, you gotta give him the window seat.
Great dad.
Thank you. This is like the third or fourth time he's been on a plane, so he's no stranger to air travel, but I kind of think this was the first time where he was like, whoa.
Like we're flying.
This is... I can't... And we just went to Aruba in August and did not face him, and it was like a 4-hour flight. This is only 2 and change, and he's just like, holy shit.
Why didn't anybody tell me we're up in the air?
I still sometimes have that every few months where I'm like, you stop taking it for granted. You're like, this is fucking crazy.
Well,
we shouldn't be up here.
Yeah, I hit a certain...
The physics of this don't work.
I hit a certain age where I was like, well, I don't like any of this. This does not feel natural. But he... Something clicked in his head.
In a good way.
In a good way.
He wasn't developing a phobia before your eyes.
He wasn't like screaming to get off the plane.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
What?
This flight back.
Yeah.
So we were delayed about 3 hours in West Palm Beach.
Oh, no.
And I'd never had a pilot do this before. I'm sure maybe you guys have had this happen. We were delayed and delayed.
Hit you up for money.
Do you remember last Friday, a week ago? It was very windy.
Here?
Oh,
Here.
yeah, I remember.
Vaguely.
Yes. Thank
I
you,
log
Abby,
my
for
wind days. No, I'm making fun of
I
you.
the
broke an
world.
umbrella.
Yeah,
If
okay.
that was Friday, then yes, I
So
remember.
imagine what
I
it could
actually
do
do
to a
kinda remember it being
plane.
windy.
No, I'm kidding. So we were I'm sorry, what was the last thing you said there?
Keep going.
Okay. No, I was interested. And it was just very, very windy. And it got to the point where they cut Newark down to one runway, which is pretty rare. They don't usually do that, as far as I'm aware. At least the pilot said that. So he's like, yeah, they're only letting like 30 planes an hour land. So we're gonna get backed up.
30 planes an hour sounds like a lot. Actually.
It's a lot, but as opposed to their normal 120 a minute.
30 planes an hour? Is that like a plane that has 2 minutes to get on and get off and just go?
Well, I think there's multiple.
Yeah, there's
runways.
multiple runways.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry, I was thinking on the one
like
runway.
4.
I thought you said that they were doing 30 planes an hour on one runway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like, hey, get your butt off of there.
You land and like...
Yeah, you taxi, you go. Why are you going to hang it on the runway?
That's what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Newark Airport has about 1,200 flights per day.
I mean, it's a day's a long time.
I could do more than that.
It's like the most crowded airport.
Right. What are they benching, though, Abby?
Come over to JFK when you get the chance.
Yeah.
What are they putting up?
So, suffice to say, it was very windy, and the pilot in West Palm got into the gate and got on the monitor on the PA.
It made farty sounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you believe in God?
He's like,
did you have you guys all made right?
He's like, oh, this is Captain, whatever the fuck his name was. And he's a super nice guy.
First day on the job, I'm as freaked out as you guys are. I don't know if this is going to work out. It's really
This is my friend, Father Joseph. He'll be doing confession. If you want to get it out of the way before
it's
you go
super windy, guys. I don't even know if I should be doing this. It's just bear with me.
He just wanted to frighten 280 people.
Does anybody else know how to fly a plane here? Yeah, sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
I'm not a pilot.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe I finished this fucking story. So, so he gets on. He's like, "Hey, everyone, I'm real sorry. Newark's a mess right now. It's very, very windy. I promise to floor it on the way back as soon as we get clearance." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's every pilot's fucking joke." So we get on the plane and we're getting on finally after 3 hours of being delayed, and he sees me with my kid, and we're getting on, and he goes, come here.
Can you still do the early boarding? Or
No. Okay. I want to be the last person on the plane these days. So,
I've flown with you. You do want to be the last person.
I'm like, you tell me when you're closing the door.
Yeah, right.
Okay. And I will Indiana Jones my way right onto that plane. So the pilot, he's greeting everyone that gets on the plane, and then he says, "Oh, come here," to me, my kid, and Stace. And he brings us into the cockpit.
What? You're not allowed to do that anymore.
Well, I got pictures that prove otherwise. And
don't show those to any federal authorities.
That's right.
And it's like me, Stace, my kid, and the pilot. It's just the four, and we're just like, "Hey, what's up?"
That's
He's like,
cool. You
I was
got
like,
to be inside one. I haven't been in one since I was a little kid.
Dylan is smiling ear to ear. He cannot believe.
That's awesome.
He's
What is
just
it?
like,
were you? I would love to see the inside of a cockpit.
Did you push all the buttons?
I was just like, this is cool. This is cool. I don't care.
Did he? What did he say to Dylan? Was he like, "Do you know this only works if everybody believes"?
No, he goes. He's like, "You're not Jewish, are you?" No. He goes. He's like, Dylan. He was wearing a devil's hat. He goes, "Let's trade hats." So Pi gives him his pilot hat. Takes Dylan's devil's hat. He's like, "Take a picture, Dad. What do you think?"
Wait, what? Really?
Like,
was everybody like take the plane off? What are we doing? What are we doing?
No, we bypassed. Everyone was getting on.
He's the last one on the plane. We want to go.
It's like
that's very
the most
nice.
Genuinely wholesome, nice pilot I've ever met.
Where was the co-pilot?
I don't know. Maybe rummaging around. I don't know. He just wasn't there yet.
Weird.
And he's like, I'm a Penguins fan, but no, we're gonna get along just fine. I'm like, okay, sir.
Did Dylan say anything?
Yeah, he's smiling, like couldn't believe. He was like,
That's
I gotta show you the photo.
Did he get wings?
Oh, come on. He got 10 pairs of wings.
Oh, nice.
So
did he really?
So here's where I'm getting at. So I told you it was all windy and whatnot. So he we're finishing up the photo. He's like, all right. He's like, I'll get on board and I'll talk to everyone in a minute. Yeah. And then he goes with Stacey back to his seat and he goes, hey, it's gonna be rough getting in. I'm like,
oh shit!
Just to me.
He's like, kiss your kid.
He's like, it's gonna be bumpy. He's like, I'm just letting you know.
What the fuck?
High five though.
Hey, kiss your.
Anyway, we'll see you back there. Peace out.
I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
He just shuts the door. He's like, are you holding?
No. The first part was
I need to relax.
First part he said was, I was like, oh, Captain, that was super sweet. Thanks for doing that, and thanks for getting on in the terminal because people they want to know like what's going on, and you didn't have to do that, and that's super nice of you. And he's like, yeah, we'll be up in the air for about 2 hours and 5 minutes. Getting into Newark's going to be tough.
You're just buying goodwill for the inevitable.
Hey, listen, it's not everybody shits themselves. Don't be embarrassed. It's okay.
Look, we might not all get to Newark, but enough of us will.
The front half of the plane.
Hey, where are you seated? Oh boy. Okay,
boy.
well,
tail section. That's not a good sign.
I'm not joking when I'm like,
how many parachutes do we have?
Like I'm like smiling, and then all of a sudden the smile just disappears from my face, and I'm just like, oh.
Hey, listen.
Oh, it's gonna be tough.
We didn't even fuel up all the way. I'm not even expecting to make it. So,
why is Daddy at 12 gyms? That's a lot, right?
So I'm like,
funny.
oh. He's like, yeah, but he's like, we'll be all right.
Yeah, of course.
Like, yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
Say that.
You know what you're talking about, I hope, right? Yes.
Right before we taxi, I'm telling you, this guy was a talker. He gets on, and he like comes out of the cockpit, and he's on the PA in the plane.
Wait, you can do that?
He's talking to everybody on the plane.
So I see.
He's like, I'm Captain Ted.
What is he talking about? Is he doing his fucking tight five? What's happening?
This guy knows what I'm talking about.
And he's talking about how it's only going to be 2 hours and 4 minutes. It's going to be a quick flight. But when we get to Newark,
y'all gonna shit yourself.
It's gonna get a little gnarly. And I'm just like, man, I've been on a bunch of flights. I've experienced turbulence. This guy telling me that it's gonna be rough getting to Newark. He's gonna ask the flight crew to take their jump seats 30 minutes before landing, which is a long time.
It's a 2-hour flight, you said, right?
So I'm just I'm like, damn, this is gonna be tough.
I used to not really. I just never perceived turbulence as anything that meaningful. Like it was a little shaky on the plane, whatever, until a couple of years ago when I experienced the most violent and just unpleasant turbulence I have ever experienced on a flight, to the point where like I was bumping out of my seat.
Yeah.
Like a roller coaster, right?
Like
there
where
were
it feels
women's...
like the plane fell.
Yes, it was doing that repeatedly. Like there were actual people screaming in the passenger cabin. It was bad.
We did not enter. So once we started making our descent to Jersey, you could tell like shit was like it was real windy because you're above the clouds, everything's hunky dory. Yeah. The second you descend below that, it's like you've entered the fog,
right?
And like, you're just in the shit.
A woman on a bicycle next to you, cackling and laughing.
Basically.
It's when you're like 500 feet up and you can kind of see how the wings are moving in relation to the ground, and you're like, oh, this is not straight.
So you know when you feel like them like speeding up again, and you're like, oh, they're doing something. So that the plane was moving more left to right than it was going straight.
That's wild. It was getting bucked
and I'm like,
around.
we're just fishtailing the whole way down, and I'm like, man, and I'm not joking. You could, and like it was very obvious.
Dylan care at all?
He doesn't give a shit. He's like, this is dope.
Yeah.
So, it honestly felt like we were coming in and like doing like a hockey stop. Like that's like because that's how it felt.
Have
like
you seen those? They have sometimes they'll land. They have videos of it where the plane. I'm doing it with my hands, so people at home won't really see it. But the plane is like coming in sideways, like fully coming in sideways against the wind.
They're basically like Tokyo drifting into this runway, and I'm just like, wow, this guy is just maneuvering in a way that because most landings, a lot of it is like computer assisted, right, and all that. But I mean, I don't know. This felt
ain't no computer what can deal with this wind.
Not for Captain Ted. He shuts that off.
He was like, so he gets off and he saw me again getting off, and I was like, wow. He's like, that was something.
You're just drenched in sweat.
It's smoking in there. just like you see an ashtray with just a bunch. It's like gin and booze.
Just a bottle of champagne.
just blood all over the cockpit. I'm like, all right.
I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, just like tip the cap and we're on our way.
I'm just a Lyft driver.
You seen the captain?
Yeah. Woo! Didn't think I'd be able to pull that
I was
one
just
off.
drinking at the pilot's bar, and they just fucking pulled me in.
I will say this though. I wonder if he did get on mic just to like calm everyone.
Yeah,
because
I hope so.
Because that landing was rough.
So were people like
technically?
Were people kind of real quiet?
People are doing a lot of like, a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I wonder if he did not make more of like a dramatic kind of like introduction. And he kept saying like, he's like, look, gonna get you back safe. Because you want to know why? I also have a family that I'm gonna go see in New Jersey.
What the fuck is this?
Wait. He said
it's actually my second family.
He said that. And once he said that, I was like,
wow,
that's weird.
Here's another thing.
This keeps going.
Are you guys nervous? Because I am. Because I'm nervous too. I'm scared as well. I'm scared just like this guy crying over here.
This guy, he felt like a dude who had like military flight background too, in a way that like he had a level of confidence that was a little.
Was he wearing fatigues? Like, how do you know?
Well, no, like I feel like a lot of like ex-military people fly planes, Air Force people. Anyway, there was during the flight. Have you ever seen at cruising altitude? Have you ever seen
a goblin on the wing of the plane? No, I haven't.
No, Shatner. Talking about another plane.
Yeah,
but
I've seen that.
Way off.
Yes, way off. So I saw a plane
fly past you.
Did it fly like right under you?
Over us.
It flew over. Yeah. So I've seen the opposite.
You saw it over you?
Yes.
How close was it?
It was far away in the beginning because I was looking out the thing and I saw the moon, and right next to him was like another plane, and I was like, oh wow! It was just as we were breaching the coast, back the East Coast, because Florida you fly over the ocean for a little bit, and
I'm
how
close?
So it had to be a couple miles, I guess, right?
Okay,
like
you couldn't see a passenger's face.
No, I wasn't like you got something on your face there.
So Tom Cruise flipping you off.
It wasn't like that, but like it was getting closer and closer and closer, and then you realize like, oh, it's way above us.
Yeah.
But I like could see the colors of the plane.
I see.
And like the.
Yeah. I mean, that makes it probably could have become JFK or something.
It wasn't like odd or anything like that. It was just I'd never seen.
It's unnerving.
With that level of detail, where it was like, oh, and now it's over us.
When you are in an airplane, the last thing in the world you want to see out the window is any kind of object careening toward you, whatever it may be.
And again,
yes.
And careening is too aggressive a word. This is just like a very slow and steady approach where you're like, well, this plane's just getting closer, but like we're both going, and then after a while, it just like sort of goes over you, but I could see that plane
and
pretty clearly.
I'm going to tell you the one that I saw. It was not that gentle. We ended up flying over it. It flew under us. But
is that like a near miss?
No, it wasn't a near miss. Like it was just far enough down that like I could tell we were not within range of actually hitting it. But I didn't see it until it was already pretty damn close. So all I see is this airplane that's kind of coming in this direction, and then I realize, okay, it's low, it's fine. But at the same time, it is going fast.
Yeah.
Oh, they're moving. I mean, there was
no time for me to react to it before it went right under us.
Yeah, we played Kerbal. We know how that stuff goes.
Yeah,
relative speeds.
It was just wild, and I mean, look, at any given time, there's like tens and tens of thousands of flights, right? But like, I was like, wow.
After the shit Ted said, I'd probably be on edge too.
Right? It was just like, did I need that as well?
Plus, we're going to get uncomfortably close to another plane and that guy's not as good as I am.
And we're just going to really...
Just right on top
You ever
of
think
him.
about how unpredictable the wind is, ladies and gentlemen?
Was his name Ted?
I forget. I think it
was
might
your
have been
pilot Ted Stryker from the airplane movies.
No,
what is this?
I think it might have been Eric something. I don't remember.
Jeff Bacalar.
But great pilot, great
Good
guy.
story.
Scared the
Nice
shit out
job.
of everyone.
After having a haunted pinball machine, I thought nothing else would unnerve you. But
I like to tell fun stories.
That's good.
And this is all true, of course.